Hello and welcome to episode 54 of the Fish Tank. So there's one episode now for every single card in the pack plus the two jokers. So you can, perhaps if you like, if you've got a bit of free time, assign each playing card to a certain episode. It's up to you. 54 is also the amount of people Dave Gorman had to find with the name Dave Gorman in the television programme Are You Dave Gorman? Which was to do with finding people with the same name. You have to find 54 of them and all that. So also, it's the first anniversary of the second episode of the Fish Tanks. Exactly a year today since I recorded the second one. So happy birthday, second episode. It's also the first edition that's been recorded in February 2008. So you know, if you're watching this, then you're obviously alive in February 2008. So well done to you. Great people like Einstein, Sir Isaac Newton. Might be great, but they haven't lived to February 2008 like obviously you viewers have. So now it's time for Apology of the Week. I obviously offended someone called with the YouTube username of How to Kill a Ninja, all one word. They left a comment on last week's episode which basically said F you. It didn't say F, it said the four-lettered word beginning with F. That obviously you can work out what it is. Not sure how I offended her, to be honest. Not really sure what warrants that kind of response. Bit strange. Looking at his video favourites, he appeared to be a Roger Federer fan. So there are a few tennis videos like with Roger Federer on his favourite list. So perhaps he was just disappointed that I mentioned that Roger Federer crashed out of the Australian Open at the semi-final stage. So yeah. Sorry, but I'm not going to lie to you about it. I'm not going to claim he's got through to the final when he hasn't. And also I did offer an excuse for Roger Federer not getting through, which is possibly more than he offered. But I don't know, I didn't see his post-match interview, but there you go. So sorry, but I'm going to stick to my guns, you know. Sorry if you're offended, but likewise, he didn't get through. So what's been going on this week? Well, Peter Hain, the Welsh Secretary and Work and Pensions Secretary, has resigned from the government. He apparently was fed up of people continuously telling him to resign, so he had to bite the bullet and just resign. Over donations it didn't declare worth about, I think it was £104,000, which basically is nothing when you think that sort of between them in the last 3 months of 2007, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama spent between them, I think it was $80 million US, and the US, well, not even the election, just on the primaries. So quite frankly, the amount of the money that's spent on the UK is very, very little. David Cameron's also been in the news as well, something to do with stopping and searching. There should be more stop and search things going on. So actually, if you're a Fish Tank viewer, I'm going to encourage you to stop and search yourself, sort of once a week, just to make sure you're not carrying any lethal weapons or anything. So if you are, tell you what, while you're watching this, stop and search yourself, and comment on the Fish Tank as to what you're actually carrying around with you. If there's anything dangerous, let me know. So also in the news has been the cricket. The Australia versus India series has continued, and there's still disagreements about the racism row with Harbhajan Singh. The ICC, in my opinion, did a very, very bad job in sort of covering it up. There was obviously the problem to do with Steve Buckner, the umpire. I think the ICC's main thing to try and clear up the whole controversy was to remove one of the umpires from umpiring the match. They decided to confront the racism issue by removing the black umpire. Perhaps not the best thing to do in the world, but there you go. So it's time for the Celebometer now anyway. Who would I like on this week's show? Well, I'd like someone to explain what on earth the Super Bowl was. Because I watched it, I watched the first quarter of it, which lasted 45 minutes. Should last a quarter of an hour, but that stop-start, a game that it went on for 45 minutes. And that's just the first quarter of play. I think the whole thing lasted about 3 hours between the New England Patriots and the New York Giants. The commentator actually said that it was New England, and of course there will be people watching who are in England, the country that I'm in at the moment, or as he decided to refer to it as Old England. You know, sorry, you know, we're just England, we're not Old England. They start patronising us. Okay, I find it very, very patronising. There's no need for that. Oh, and by the way, if there is anyone watching in America, the word colour has a U in it. So I'm not really sure about American sports. Tend not to understand what they're going on about. They seem to be a bit sort of overhyped. I mean, you know, baseball, they have a World Series, but it's only ever American teams in it that can compete, so there's no world element to it. It's just two American teams against each other. But anyway, it's time for headline of the week now, anyway, which is an American headline. Funnily enough, I haven't just complained about them. It's talking about a principal. It says principal wants cheerleader skirts left at home. Disgraceful. Come on, mate. I mean, behave. You're meant to be in a position of trust. Don't encourage girls to leave the skirts at home. Okay, that's not on. Unless you encourage them to wear trousers instead, but still, not that kind of behaviour is surely more of a British type thing, you know, the old public school lot and all that. So it's time for quote of the week as well. And this is from a film critic. He's talking about the Coen brothers. He says the Coen brothers really are a one-man band. No, they're not actually. They're just a two-man band. So they're a duo basically, or well, there's two of them, isn't there? Coen brothers. How can two people be a one-man band? If you've seen the film Mary Poppins with Dick Van Dyke in it, when he does that thing where he's playing sort of every single instrument, that's a one-man band. Two people aren't. So that's the end anyway of Fish Tank 54. So almost like a Super Bowl name, that isn't it? Yeah, the Super Bowl 35 or whatever. So there we go. That's all. I'll leave you with this news that apparently the police looking for a robber who broke into a supermarket and was promptly attacked by a sales assistant with a price tagging gun. The police say they're after a man with a price on his head. So there you go. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.